Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Playmakers Bar podcast. This is the NFL edition. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. I am not a happy man right now. We'll get into why in a bit. But as always, my partner, Dallas Glenn, is here.
How you doing?
You know, just when I thought things was going in the right direction, some other things happened.
Explain.
And I'm not really happy about it. So, we're going to talk about some trades that went down in the NFL. Neither one of them is to my benefit. We're going to get into how my Rams looked there last week, how Dallas Jaguars looked there last week, some other games. And then, as always, we're going to get you ready for Vikings, Redskins Thursday night. And we're going to pick some games for the rest of the weekend. So, without further ado, Dallas. We talked about two of them offline, but a third one happened. And all three of them doesn't help me one bit.
No, they don't.
So, Quandre Diggs gets traded from Detroit to the Seattle Seahawks.
Bolstering the defense when they already have a quarterback, I can understand it.
Rams already lost to the Seahawks already. Now you're gonna give them defensive help, especially in the secondary when you know that's pretty much where we're gonna kill them at anyway.
Well, I mean, you passed for 517, but you still lost. So now that they bolstered their back end, I mean, you have to think.
Thanks a lot, Detroit. Thank you for that.
Oh, you're not the only one thanking Detroit a lot. I'm sure that fan base. Detroit is a working class city. You know, those aren't the type of people that just jump shit when things get bad. But you got to feel for the people of Detroit, man. I mean, a season where you're not really even out of it yet. The Bears have a terrible quarterback. The Vikings, Kirk Cousins playing good, but it's like you're kind of sort of just waiting to see how long this is going to last. But, you know, when you trade a key part of your defense, which is really built back to front, you only really have Trey Flowers up front, and Damon Harris only stops the run. But, you know, I guess Detroit's in tank season? I don't know.
So that happened. Emmanuel Sanders goes from the Denver Broncos to the San Francisco 49ers.
The Broncos might be in tank season. They just might. But, you know,
John Lynch.
John Elway. That's funny. Two Broncos doing business with each other. But John Elway said Emmanuel Sanders had some issues, and the Broncos had some issues. So, you know, that's to be expected. You're having a bad season. Wide receiver is upset. He's getting his numbers. He's getting his targets. But, you know, wide receivers are going to wide receiver. So maybe it's a culture move. Maybe it's to help out in the draft in 2020. Once again,
I don't care how you explain it. They sent him to Washington. They sent him to San Francisco.
Once again, you know, we do this podcast and we cover the entire NFL. And every week I try to tell you, Darnell, why are we covering the entire NFL if you're only going to be a Rams fan? Yes, they got traded to the 49ers. The 49ers beat you with defense. They didn't beat you with offense. What, you're worried now that they're going to beat you with a full game the next time y'all play?
Why they trying to get better so we can't catch them?
Well, first of all, they're undefeated, so I think they're 3 games ahead right now. That in itself, I mean,
2 games ahead. 2 games ahead right now, but after this week they'll be 3 because our bye week is after.
You played the Cardinals, so you have a division win, right?
No, we have not played the Cardinals yet.
Oh, so you're winless in the division?
Yeah, we're on 2 right now.
Oh, brother, you got more to worry about than some angry receiver from Denver. You got way more to worry about.
And to top it all off, matter of fact, this is actually the first trade that happened, and then went downhill for them when San Fran made their move, and then Seattle made their move. The damn New England Patriots, that damn Bill Belichick, went and grabbed Mohamed Sanu from the Atlanta Falcons.
And they gave a second, which, let's be honest, it's New England. Their second is really a high third. But that's a significant move. That makes you wonder, What's going to happen with N'Keal Perry? Who are they going to decide to bring off of injured reserve? That Patriots offense is difficult. Rookies need time. Maybe they're just going to consider this first year a wash with N'Keal Harry, especially not knowing what Tom Brady's going to do next year. That offense might be completely different anyway.
Now, for those of you who are new to the show and y'all saying, well, Darnell, you a Rams fan. Why are you mad because the Patriots made a move?
Oh, because the Patriots have smoked the Rams in 2 Super Bowls.
Thank you. What's the team I hate the most in the NFL?
The Patriots.
3 trades, none of them works for me.
Oh, come on. Bro, who cares? You got Jalen Ramsey. And you gave up 2 firsts and a 4th. Get him. So, never mind. Go ahead and be upset because, again, you got a lot more problems than a cornerback can fix. So maybe you should be upset.
So this is what I got to deal with. Now I got to watch Tom Brady throw to Mohamed Sanu 20 times a game.
After handing off to Sonny Michel 18, where 3 touchdowns were scored.
Well, I'm over exaggerating 10 times a game because Julian Edelman got to get his too.
Shoot, Tom throws to whoever gets over. Tom ain't
like. Seen it most of the time is Julian Edelman.
Well, bro, I mean, look at who else it is. Julian Edelman don't mind sharing those targets if you look at his career stats.
But now Mohamed Sanu just went from winning 1 game to being undefeated.
He can say we on a 7-0 team. We have the best defense in the NFL. We have the greatest quarterback of all time. We like it. Just boy, Mohamed Sanu is a happy camper.
I wonder how Julio and Calvin Ridley feel right now.
Julio can't be mad because at the end of the day, that front office is getting cleaned out. That coaching staff is getting cleaned out. And head coaches like to have their quarterback. Head coaches like to have their guys. But I'm pretty sure Arthur Blank isn't going to fire everybody and make the mistake of hiring a head coach that wants to trade Julio Jones for draft capital. I'm pretty sure the first question you ask any new head coaching candidate is, how are you going to incorporate Julio Jones to your offense? If the answer is, I'm not, he ain't the man for the job. So Julio's fine. Julio might as well be the mayor of Atlanta in 10 years.
Matter of fact, speaking of Atlanta, guess who's injured?
Damn. It'd be like that.
Matt Ryan.
It's a cold league, man.
Matt Ryan gets injured against the Rams. The next day or 2 days later, you trade one of his targets to the team that everybody can't stand.
Julio Jones had a locker room speech where he interjected and expressed his support for Dan Quinn. Arthur Blank also, in a way, expressed support for Dan Quinn. So it kind of sort of makes you wonder. The star player, who's the real leader of that team, expressing support for the coach. If the owner has decided not to tank the coach in the middle of the season, it kind of makes you wonder what these moves are for. What's the end game? Because I'm going to be honest with you, Darnell. It's tricky. A 2nd-round pick for Mohamed Sanu? Do you really turn that down? Especially when you know who you're trading him to. You're trading him to the team that came back 25 points on you in the Super Bowl. Why would you want to do business on them unless the price was just undeniable?
Quite frankly, to come to find out, this trade talk was happening ever since the offseason. So New England was trying to get Mohamed Sanu since the offseason. And somehow Atlanta finally gave in.
And you got to think, Austin Hooper, their tight end, he's coming up. Calvin Ridley, he's already established himself as the number 2. So now you have a tight end in the Y that's a true number 3 option. You have Calvin Ridley, and you have Julio. You got Devontae Freeman. You need some balance because Matt Ryan's 2nd in the league in passing yards, but y'all are 1 and 6.
Well, I don't know how long you're going to have Devontae Freeman. You want to come around here throwing punches at people because he's getting his ass whooped.
Well, the trade deadline, I don't know how many teams are in the market for a running back getting paid $8.5 million a year, but hey, you never know. Running back is a position where, Devontae Freeman already got his 2nd contract, and now he's out here making decisions trying to throw hands with Aaron Donald. I'd test him for a concussion protocol just for the fact that he thought his little ass could go with Aaron Donald. I know he's only 6 foot and looks like a safety, but come on, bro.
Defensive player of the year, back to back. Andy number
that is the best player in the NFL.
Player. Yes.
One thing I will agree with Jalen Ramsey on from this entire thing is Aaron Donald's the best player in the NFL. Bar none. Like, bro. and Devontae Freeman's ass really wanted to throw hands with him while being lifted in the air.
So that's your trade talk. Mohamed Sanu is a Patriot. Emmanuel Sanders a 49er and Quentin Diggs is a Seattle Seahawk.
It is interesting that the Patriots got better and the NFC West got that much tougher. Because I honestly don't think that, the Jalen Ramsey move, it's not the biggest move of the week, Darnell. There are other trades. We need to talk about these trades that happened this week. But, dude, think about it, though, in its entirety. Arizona got the coach and the quarterback that perfectly mesh with each other. They're figuring it out. They're not going to do anything this year. But the scary thing is, in the middle of the season, as bad as they looked in the beginning and in the preseason, they're literally figuring it out every week. Then there's you guys who are the defending NFC champions who only have 2 former first-round picks for another team on your squad, along with the best player in the NFL on your defense, and the quarterback who you believe is the franchise, throwing to 3 potential 1,000-yard receivers. You got Seattle, who just bolstered their defense, which is why they won their championships and got to their Super Bowls, and have Russell Wilson at quarterback. And then you got the 49ers, where we're still trying to figure out how the hell did this happen? When the hell did this happen? Why the hell did this happen? You basically have like 5 teams in the NFL where it's like, damn, when they get out their divisions, there might be a problem. Because at this point, the way that your division looks, I think that whoever makes it out that division as the champion hosting the playoff game is a legit contender. That division's tough.
That's that. Now let us switch gears and get into what happened last week. I think this week I'm going to go.
Oh, have fun.
Just because we already talked about what happened in Atlanta between the Rams and the Falcons. So this shouldn't take long. We finally got on track for once. And it took us to get to the goddamn Atlanta Falcons to get there. That says so much more how bad Atlanta is this year than us going through and hitting a wall and having to figure it out. As we mentioned earlier, it was so frustrating. Devontae Freeman tried to pick a fight with Aaron Donald. Not all the people on the field. Yeah, Todd Gurley didn't run from 100, but he looked pretty good. Darrell Henderson looked pretty good. But that's just how bad the Falcons defense has been this year. So we finally got a win over our belt. We are over 500. We are at 4-3. Good start. We got a game in London this week. We need to win that before we go on our bye week. I'll get into that later. But that's a quick synopsis of what happened between the Rams and Falcons. But now I'm going to turn it over to Dallas to talk about the Jaguars.
Good bounce back win against Cincinnati. The offense was looking kind of shaky, but the defense fully healthy. Well, for the most part, before the game started. During the game, all hell broke loose in the linebacking core. So we signed Malcolm Smith, former Super Bowl MVP, to shore that up. But as far as the game goes, interceptions all 3 levels of the defense. Yannick Ngakoue, defensive end, had a pick 6. The possession before that, Miles Jack had an interception in man coverage against Joe Mixon. And the 3rd straight possession that Andy Dalton had in the 4th quarter, he threw an interception to Ronnie Harrison. Interceptions by all 3 levels of the defense. Forced fumble by DJ Hayden. Josh Allen got a sack. He's now leading the team with 5 sacks outright. The offense looked shaky. Leonard Fournette had 29 carries for 131 yards. But as far as scoring points, going to have to work on that. But to see that the defense, was able to get energized and play it up to how we expected them to play throughout the entire season, that's good. That's what you like to see when you're going to an 0-6 team that's desperate's house and trying to get a bounce back win.
So, as you can tell, the Rams and Jaguars have finally got back in the win column.
One team is 4-3, one team is 3-4.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you, Dallas, I didn't come up with a topic of the day. So, you know what we're going to do instead?
What?
We're going to give some shout-outs, and we're going to call out some disappointments. Sounds good to you?
Oh, I have a huge disappointment right now after reading the news today.
So, allow me to shout out Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. What y'all did to Seattle. I couldn't believe it. Lamar Jackson was like the better athlete, better than Russell Wilson in his own place. I literally watched Lamar Jackson pick apart the Seattle defense just by running. And they couldn't stop him with the damn thing. So my shout out goes to Seattle. Dallas, who you shouting out?
I'm shouting out the New England Patriots defense. I read a crazy stat on Twitter that is actually legit. If the Patriots offense never took the field this season, if the Patriots just punted on first down every game this season, the Patriots would still be 3-1. That defense is scoring like the 2002 Bucks. They're getting interceptions and turnovers like the 2000, I want to say, actually, no, you can say the 2013 Seahawks, 2015 Broncos, and 2017 Jaguars. Every level of that defense is ridiculous. And the fact that, the Patriots and Bill Belichick are trying so hard to improve their offense and get their offense on the right track, while their defense is just dominating the entire NFL, is wild. A lot of people want to go to the records of the teams that the Patriots have played. My first rebuttal to that is, dude, they're in the AFC East. That argument is tired and it's dead. It is what it is at this point. My second rebuttal to that would be, bro, every year is different. The San Francisco 49ers have been trash for the past 3 seasons. You never know what you're getting. All I know is that the Patriots right now have sunned every single.
Oh, we know exactly what we're getting. We know the New England Patriots going to win the AFC East and probably be a top 2 seed in the AFC, regardless.
Like here's the thing, Darnell, because everybody wants to figure out a way to hit the Patriots, and I understand it. Trust me, we lost in 2 AFC Championship games to them. I understand why people want to hate the Patriots, but you can't tell me when looking at this Patriots team, every other Patriots team has been the offense, and the defense is just like there. This season, this is a follow-up from the Super Bowl.
I'm just going to say this. A professional quarterback said he was seeing ghosts.
Like, bro, a number one pick for the Jets, 6th overall, I think, said he was seeing ghosts. The player that the franchise has put their all in, now they're in damage control trying to defend their young quarterback.
I would defend him in this. That's how great that New England defense has been so far.
Like,
you're thinking one thing and they doing something else, and you're like,
Darnell, when Bill Belichick benched Malcolm Butler before that last Super Bowl against the Eagles, everybody was wondering, like, what the hell and blah, blah, blah. And it's just, dude, it's the Patriot way. Malcolm Butler getting benched, how that Super Bowl played out, how they lost because of the defense. And then the defense last year was like, it wasn't what it was in the Super Bowl. But I don't think anybody thought, Darnell, that the Super Bowl game plan was going to be the Patriots moving forward. I don't think anybody thought, that was just a game plan for the Rams. That was Bill Belichick game planning. This isn't the Patriots defense going forward. Oh, and the worst thing possible for the entire NFL could have happened. Because the last time the Patriots were a defensive team, they were a dynasty in the early 2000s.
Disappointment? I think me and Dallas might agree on this one because it's quite simple and easy to pick who the disappointment is. Up there in Pennsylvania, supposed to be called Eagles, but got destroyed by the Cowboys from Jump Street on national television. We both picked the Eagles to beat the Cowboys, and they couldn't do a goddamn thing against a team that got beat by the Jets the previous week. Right, go ahead, Dallas.
About the Eagles are my disappointment because, bro, like,
you can do both. I don't even care.
You know that a team is going through it when the franchise right tackle says something, and then the old veteran safety who is trying his best to hold together the worst secondary in the NFL, maybe besides the Miami Dolphins, who have Xavier Howard. So I stretch to think that anyway, bro, like, now they're contradicting each other in the media. Now they're trying to figure out, who's coming to practice. Nelson Aguilar.
Didn't somebody get fired last week for opening their mouth about Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, and now, because you talk about calling somebody's bluff. Yeah, Trade Lane Johnson. Cut Lane Johnson for trying to air out team business in the media. Have Malcolm Jenkins come out there and try to, contradict. Lane Johnson's going to be there way after Malcolm Jenkins, Darnell. I don't know if you realize this or not, but Lane Johnson is the future left tackle of the Philadelphia Eagles. So I don't understand why we're sitting here and playing these games. But that's not even my disappointment. My disappointment is the news coming out of Kansas City right now. Patrick Mahomes last week against the Broncos, and Darnell, I know all the reasons. You don't have to play devil's advocate with this one. I know the reasons why the Chiefs needed to win that game. They were sliding. It was on the road against a division opponent, whatever. The quarterback sneaked Patrick Mahomes when he was already dealing with the injury. Less than a week after Patrick Mahomes dislocates his knee, you get lucky, Darnell. All the MRIs look good. No surgery is needed. He just needs time. Darnell, less than a week later, Patrick Mahomes is practicing today. And Andy Reid has said it would be a stretch for Mahomes to play this week, but they haven't ruled him out yet. Don't tell me, Andy Reid.
Don't tell it all the way, because I want to say that, because I know exactly. Oh my gosh. I'm sitting here, I'm looking at that matchup right now, and I'm just like, I can't wait to get to that game.
I'm not going to tell it all the way. I don't even know who they play. That's your job. All I'm saying is, I'm getting on Andy Reid. My disappointment is Andy Reid, so I'm talking about Andy Reid right now. Whatever the game is whatever the game is. I'm talking about Andy Reid, the head coach right now. The same Andy Reid that went to 5 NFC championship games and won Super Bowl. That's a 20% success rate. Lost that Super Bowl. Played Terrell Owens with a broken leg. Terrell Owens went off, but the point stands. Ruined that relationship with Terrell Owens, trying to play hardball. And now, in Kansas City, you screwed the pooch last year because you don't have a defense. Your defense is still trash this year, but they're trying to get better. And now in a season where you're talking about the Raiders. You're talking about the Raiders trying to give you a push in the division. Dude, if the Raiders were to somehow win the AFC West, that means that the Chiefs are the 5th seed. Easy. Like, you're in panic mode practicing your quarterback a week after he dislocated his knee while he's dealing with other injuries. And Andy Reid right now is my disappointment for this week, because it's just like, after all these years, after all these great regular seasons, after all these appearances in the conference title game, yet another fan base that has Andy Reid as their head coach has to wonder, is he ever going to get us over the damn hump? It is week 8. Why is Patrick Mahomes practicing after dislocating his knee?
Shout out to that bad man Aaron Rodgers and everybody who played him in fantasy. Just obliterated the Raiders with who knows what receivers he had. I'm getting more into that when I reveal the picks and what happened to me last week.
One thing I will never understand about the Packers is the last GM wanted to build through the draft and didn't want to use free agency. This current GM is more balanced, but the Packers are still doing what the Packers do. The Packers are quick to let a first-round pick go. The Packers are quick to let a key player walk. And after Randall Cobb leaving, God dang it, Aaron Rodgers is having a better season. Now, Marquez Valdes-Scantling and Devontae Adams, I shudder to think, because the Packers front office hasn't been really good with paying people their second and third contracts over the years if they're not a quarterback. But as long as they're on the Green Bay Packers, you got to wonder. You got to wonder.
Devontae Adams ain't even play against Oakland.
I know.
I don't even think Valdes-Scantling played against Oakland.
Like, bro, that's the thing. Like, the Packers.
Aaron Rodgers accounted for 6 touchdowns. Aaron Rodgers accounted for all 8 points.
I don't know, because you understand. I pay attention to the front office aspects a little bit more than the average person. And it's just when you're the Packers front office, and when you've been hearing all the criticisms, and when you've made changes, and when you have 2 of your most important weapons on offense not play, and that quarterback of yours still gets you 6 touchdowns, Darnell, why would you spend the money? Why would you not re-up those first-round picks and do what Oakland did? Why would you not have that cheap elite talent coming out of the NCAA when Aaron Rodgers is going to go out there and blow out a team single-handedly with training camp bodies on the field? Old tight ends that don't want to pass block. Old tight ends that can't receive. I'm talking about you, Jimmy Graham and Mercedes Lewis. Love Mercedes Lewis to death, but if you were to tell me in the beginning of the season, Jimmy Graham and Mercedes Lewis are Aaron Rodgers tight ends, I would say, damn, he's throwing to the outside a lot, huh? It's crazy, Darnell. It's like every season where we want to like put him out, every season where we want to say Aaron Rodgers can't carry the Packers, every season where we want to look at the shiny new toy in the NFC North, there goes that bad man.
Shout out to New Orleans.
Mm.
They went to Chicago without Alvin Kamara and beat the Bears. Because the defense of New Orleans. Matter of fact, negative. I know most people are going to blame Mr. Trubisky, probably Matt Nagy and stuff like that. I get it. But did Michael Thomas have 100 yards receiving?
It's crazy because it's like when you defend the Saints, you pick one to let them have theirs, and you try to stop the other one. Problem is, Michael Thomas was the only guy to stop. I mean, bro, let's be honest. Let's call a spade, Darnell. Yes, give the ball to Latavius Murray 30 times. Yeah, please. Beat us with Latavius Murray. Like, you really only had one job. And then Darnell, because I guess, sticking with the coaching side, you want to shout Teddy Bridgewater. I'll just go ahead and just flat out say I'm disappointed in Matt Nagy. I don't even want to say I'm disappointed in Mr. Trubisky because at this point it's like, Matt Nagy, you know who your quarterback is. Why are the Chicago Bears, the Bears, who have always been a defensive franchise, who have always had successful seasons with marginal quarterbacks, why is Matt Nagy running a shotgun-heavy spread offense with an inaccurate quarterback? Why aren't you running the damn ball? Darnell, remember what I said a few weeks back? You were talking about David Montgomery and all this stuff and how he's so good. I said Matt Nagy needs to pick a running back. Tariq Cohen was in on shotgun downs. David Montgomery was in on running downs. Your quarterback has proven to you time and time again, he is not a 45 attempt per game quarterback. He is not the quarterback that can carry you and keep you in the game. He is not the quarterback that can dig you out of holes. You have two running backs, a receiving back and a true running back. Neither got the ball as much as they should have. At some point, we have to start asking ourselves, the Bears are going to be the Bears. Bears are always going to have a serviceable defense. But what the hell is Matt Nagy doing? I thought he was supposed to be an offensive. I thought he was supposed to be the whisperer that could get to Mr. Trubisky.
And the more they keep losing, and the more they're going to keep looking at, how did y'all draft Mr. Trubisky over Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson?
It wasn't just drafting, it was trading up. You traded up to get that young man. You thought that he was worth the farm and the tractor. And you're trying your best. You're just like you force feed wide receivers, just like you give 30 carries a game to workhorse running backs, you're literally trying to force Mr. Trubisky to be a franchise quarterback. You're trying to force him to be the cog of the offense, and it just ain't clicking. You got him the receiver. Trey Burton played. He has a receiving back and a running back. At some point, you have to start looking at yourself and be like, why isn't this working?
There you go. Shout out to the Baltimore Ravens, New Orleans Saints, Green Bay Packers, more importantly, Aaron Rodgers. But I tell you, disappointments. Philadelphia Eagles, Chicago Bears. Andy Reid to Dallas case because he don't think he's handling the Patrick Mahomes thing the correct way. Now we're going to get into week 8, halfway through the season, Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And Dallas, I picked the wrong week to go and to take some limbs.
By now, we should know which team is which team and who's going to be what.
Because Lord have mercy. What happened to me picking the Raiders to beat the Packers? the Lions to beat the Minnesota, Houston to beat Indy, the Chargers to beat the Titans, Chicago to beat the Saints. Ah,
I'm just glad that you're being fair and balanced, because I was worried. You were seeming extra excited on the college football podcast. I just want to know if you're going to keep that same energy. You got to the NFL side.
you might look at the record and be like, well, you still had a pretty decent record, but damn it, most of the games I lost are the games that Dallas picked against me.
Yeah, that's usually how you extend leads and catch up. What are the records right now? I genuinely don't know. I'm not doing special I don't know.
So I'm down about 8 games right now.
So what? Am I like at 90 wins now or something?
No, you're at like still I need to look for it right now, but I got these games in front of me, so while I do that, Thursday night football, you got the Redskins versus the Vikings. Don't ask me why.
Oh, bro, that's not even the worst. I know we're going to talk about it like later in this podcast, but dude, this might not even be the worst game in prime time. Vikings for obvious reasons, but if there's one thing to look for, if you actually want real analysis on this podcast you're listening to, new interim coach, they're going with the veteran options. You're not even really looking for Washington to improve. You're not looking for Washington to play their heart out in prime time. What you're really looking for is, okay, Kirk Cousins just had 2 big games. Kirk Cousins just had 2 huge wins. The thing you need to be looking for is, how is Kirk Cousins going to play when he's feeling it? How are the Minnesota Vikings going to run things when they have the juice? How is Mike Zimmer going to call that offense when his quarterback is hot and the team is on a run? Washington's a bad team. Dan Snyder is probably going to be stubborn, and he's not going to trade Trent Williams before the deadline because he thinks that he'll win and that he can work it out. You have every reason to win this game, which means that you might have every reason for Kirk Cousins to throw 3 picks and screw the pooch. Pick Minnesota. If you're in a straight pick league, pick Minnesota. I don't know what the spread is. I don't care what the spread is. Just pick Minnesota. Because I don't think that Mike Zimmer, with the way he wants to play football, is going to let Kirk Cousins lose it single-handedly. Not when you have Dalvin Cook in the back.
So before I go, Dallas, your record is 71-35-1, and mine is 62-43-1. This is what happens when you try to go out on a limb, and it backfires.
Yeah, 71-35-1. That's pretty bad. I mean, your record isn't bad either. It's just, it's just, man.
I went 500 last week, but
yeah, 500 ain't bad. I mean, 500. I mean, what can you do? You split. You pushed.
But geez, the games that I picked against you was just, oh my gosh. I'm picking Minnesota. I have no reason. There's no reason. That's nothing.
Minnesota's going to have to lose the game. Minnesota is going to have to lose that game. Washington is not going to win it.
That was usually the saying when it comes to the Patriots and the Jets. Don't be that Jets fan that always keep picking against New England. DC fans, don't be the Redskins fan. Just go ahead and pick Minnesota. The game is in Minnesota. It's on a short week. Y'all just got done playing in a muddy, rainy, slippery game against the 49ers.
Yeah, that was them.
Y'all didn't score a damn point.
Yo, that was them. And it was in Washington.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, nah.
So just do yourself a favor. Do the right thing. Pick Minnesota. The heart will heal in time.
Trade Trent Williams too. Get those picks. Draft a new quarterback and build around Dwayne Haskins. But this season's over, and you need to accept it.
Well, Dallas, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to continue to pick on the Eagles because now they got to go to Buffalo.
Ooh, shit. The question with the Eagles now, Darnell, after getting the taste slapped out of them, is...
before you go on, I got a question because I just looked at this line,
and
this line is intriguing to me.
Okay.
The line is Buffalo by 2.
No, see, okay, but I was about to get into that. I don't think this game is clear Buffalo. I don't think this game is like without a shadow of a doubt in Buffalo's hand. You got this taste slapped out of you, but Darnell, we have to remember the Eagles are 3-4. If the Eagles had beat the Cowboys, they would be in the lead for the NFC East. So what that's basically telling me is, okay, you're probably going to get smacked up in your division. Your division is probably going to be too competitive, but you're going to win some games you're not supposed to win. 500 teams don't win the games they're supposed to win and lose the games they're supposed to lose. It's a mixture. My thing with this game is I would pick Buffalo. I would pick Buffalo straight, but I'm not. I'm actually going to go with Philadelphia because Josh Allen, they tried a little bit too much to use his arm. I think Josh Allen has a West Coast arm, and Darnell, for one, let me establish, I know sometimes you get confused. I'm picking the Eagles, and I am telling you why. So if you want to go ahead and notate that while I explain for the people. The Buffalo Bills are running a spread-ish offense up there. And the problem is Josh Allen ain't accurate. Josh Allen has a cannon for an arm, but he's not that accurate. That's something that's going to take time. The reason why the Miami Dolphins were in the game as long as they were is because Sean McDermott and his crew were trying to throw deep balls and be cute. And Josh Allen can't complete deep balls. The thing with Buffalo is they've always had an elite defense, but they just couldn't compete. I think the defense is going to do their job. I think the defense is going to get some sacks. I think the defense is going to force some punts. But the thing is, if the receivers would catch the damn ball, Carson Wentz has more than enough talent to get a win in Buffalo. The problem is, between the receivers not wanting to catch the ball and finish their routes, and them calling deep passes for Josh Allen, which offensive coordinator is going to F it up first? I think, I'm not going to call it a bounce back. It will be a clear upset, Darnell. That 2-point line is kind of tricky to me because it makes me think that Vegas is kind of thinking what I'm thinking. But I don't think Buffalo's going to go 15-1. Do you?
No, I damn sure don't believe the Eagles winning either.
Okay, but no. Okay. What is your projected record for the Buffalo Bills?
I don't know. I got to see their schedule, so I'm going to go ahead and count them.
No. Forget the schedule. This team.
You can't say forget the schedule. You got to see who they playing.
But no, bro, in the beginning of the season, because the Buffalo Bills have had a top 5 defense for the past decade. What did you think the Buffalo Bills were going to do before the season?
Well, I thought they were going to be pretty decent.
7-9, 8-8, 9-7. Which one?
About 9-7, 8-8.
Okay, so they're better this year than what we both thought. So let's say, would you say 12 or 11 wins? 10. Remember, they have to play the Patriots again.
Yeah, that's another loss I'm putting on their record.
Yeah, so we're talking 14-2, but let's be honest. 14-2 as a wild card team, that's absurd.
I give them 10.
Okay, so I give them 10. Okay, you gotta think 10 wins. 10 wins, 11 just to be super duper cute. 10 or 11 wins, that's 6 or 5 losses. How many teams do they play on their schedule that they're supposed to lose to?
Well, we already talked about New England.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, they in the same division of New England, so they got the entire. I think they got the entire NFC East. So
they haven't played the Cowboys yet.
You might can count that as a loss.
Yeah, you can, especially if Dak's hot that day and DeMarcus Lawrence is hot that day. So okay, that's 13-3 right there.
They got the Redskins. Nobody's believing in the Redskins.
No.
Well, who was in that division? They play in Philly this week. I already picked Buffalo.
Yeah. So dude, my point is this, Darnell.
Oh, and the Giants.
Hey, come on, bro. Let's be real. Daniel Jones has turned the ball over against average defenses. What's he gonna do against Buffalo? My point is this: like, if we think Buffalo is gonna be 10-6 or 11-5 at absolute best, there's only 2 teams on the schedule that we know for sure that we're gonna mark those up as L's. Where are the other 2 or 3?
They got the AFC North, so that's Pittsburgh, that's Baltimore, Cleveland, and Cincinnati.
Okay, so still, Darnell, we're at 12-4 with Baltimore. We're at 12-4.
I say 5. I might like Pittsburgh when that time comes.
But that's my point. That's my point.
So pretty much rewriting that area, you said 11, about 11 wins, so that's right there.
Yeah, and if I mean, I understand why you would, but Darnell, let's be real. What about the Steelers makes you think they can beat the Bills that the Eagles don't have?
Defense.
The Pittsburgh Steelers defense is that great this year,
No, the Eagles don't have a damn secondary.
but they have a quarterback.
They do have a quarterback, but the receivers can't. Receivers don't want to die for balls. Receivers can't hold on to balls.
Okay, and let's be fair, bro. Juju Smith-Schuster is on a 2-win team right now. Antonio Brown ain't there to roll over that coverage. What happened to that first-round rookie tight end? Where's James Conner at? I mean, Pittsburgh Steelers got people who supposedly can catch the ball, but what's their record?
Well, the last time we saw them, they was on national television. They put a beating on the Chargers.
Who hasn't put a beat on the Chargers? My point is this in picking Philly, and I think Vegas is agreeing with me. The game isn't as clear as we think it should. And you said they're going to Philly?
They're going to Buffalo.
Okay, so they're going to Buffalo. Okay, either way. That game ain't as clear.
Well, with that being said, unfortunately, the last 2 London games featured both of our teams. The third to the final one has the Cincinnati Bengals against my Rams. I'm pretty sure. I think I know where we both going.
Oh yeah, that Cincinnati team is bad.
So you had a up close and personal look from just last week. So
we had 3 interceptions and 3 levels of the defense. That doesn't happen too often, Darnell.
So, yep. Well, Rams, don't y'all screw this up. Go on to bye week 5 and 3 and get yourself together.
Who would
now the team that is catching Dallas' eye with the brand new coach and the brand new quarterback and the brand new system out in Arizona is they turn now to take on Teddy Bridgewater and the New Orleans Saints down in the Big Easy.
They might put up a lot of yards, but they ain't gonna put up a lot of points. I think New Orleans is gonna have that pretty handily. Here's the weird thing about New Orleans: that rush defense is not talked about. The Arizona Cardinals offensive system, they just signed Alfred Morris, and ironically, the running back that the Saints just released. I'm pretty sure that wasn't for depth. I'm pretty sure that's some gamesmanship, signing the running back that New Orleans just released. But yeah,
Sean Payton, don't you dare let Drew Brees get back before this damn bye week. Take Bridgewater place this week, handle your business against the Cardinals, go into the bye week, and come back and bring Drew Brees with you.
Long possessions. If you want to avoid the upset, long possessions. The Arizona Cardinals offensive scheme does not lend itself to running the ball by nature. Your rush defense is one of the best rush defenses in the league. Kyler Murray is going to be sitting back there for Cam Jordan to eat all day. When you get the ball back, long possessions. Cliff Kingsbury's system is the perfect system to be in games you're not supposed to be in. Keep their ass off the field, and you will win this game. Also, but Darnell, the Saints easy, but an interesting matchup I want to see. A fresh Patrick Peterson, the old man that got 6 weeks off, against Michael Thomas. Patrick Peterson has been like the one corner in the NFL that
that scares me in fantasy.
Patrick Peterson has been that one corner throughout this era of corners where it's like, you know what? It doesn't matter what scheme the Cardinals are running. It doesn't matter who their defensive coordinator is. It doesn't matter all that flim-flam, all these excuses, nothing. Patrick Peterson is going to be on the number one guy the entire game. Whatever the other 10 people are running is irrelevant. Patrick Peterson is going to be on Michael Thomas the whole game, and that is going to be entertaining to see.
Yeah.
6 weeks off, and he looked pretty good last week.
Okay. I got something to think about in fantasy. Anyway. All right. Okay. Damn 49ers. Undefeated. 6-0. Feeling good about yourself. Just traded for Emmanuel Sanders. Here come the Carolina Panthers, who haven't lost since they took Cam Newton out, told him to get healthy, and put in Kyle Allen.
Cam Newton's already been rolled out this week. Kyle Allen will be getting a start. Here's going to be the interesting. Because we've seen, it doesn't look like it, but there have actually been a couple of games this season where Christian McCaffrey's yardage was kind of sort of held in check. But Kyle Allen still won the game. The best defense that the Panthers have played so far, it wasn't Jacksonville that week. But if you're talking about preseason defenses and everything, probably Jacksonville. And Jacksonville's fourth in the league in sacks, and Kyle Allen was pretty clean that day. So the question is, Kyle Allen's going to be the one to win that game. Because Christian McCaffrey is deadly as a receiver, and you could just split him out if the run game isn't working. Are they going to be able to get to Kyle Allen? I think the answer is yes. My problem is that guy that plays quarterback for the 49ers right now. I know you hate them, and I know you're probably going to pull a T and just pick against them every week, and that's cool, and that's fine, that's dandy, but this is the week you probably should pick against them because Jimmy Garoppolo's not looked great. Jimmy Garoppolo looks just like the type of quarterback that you have on a defensive team, a quarterback that you want to go in there and not F it up. I think that, they call themselves the Sack Street Boys over there in Charlotte. I don't know if I want to go with that name, calling a bunch of grown men Sack Street Boys, but I think Carolina's going to do it. Darn it, isn't it an upset if Carolina beats the 49ers?
The way that defense looked, yes.
But Carolina's defense ain't bad.
It's not. But who people keep talking about is a top defense along with the New England Patriots?
Oh, bro. Trust me, I know. My thing is, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, yeah, the 49ers looking really good. Yeah, the New England Patriots looking really good. But, bro, when I'm looking top to bottom, you got Buffalo and you got Carolina. I don't even put the Ravens in the same tier as the Buffalo, Carolina, 49ers defenses this year. The New England Patriots defense is in a whole nother tier. That defense might carry the team to the Super Bowl. And that's crazy to say, as easy as the AFC is looking right now. But that defense might carry that team to the Super Bowl. I put the Ravens below the Carolina 49ers Buffalo tier. So I don't think it's that much of an upset because Jimmy Garoppolo ain't looking that hot right now. I'm picking Carolina.
He's picking the road team. I picked y'all butts against the Redskins. You can only put up 9 damn points. Carolina had a bye week.
Got that running back healed up.
I can't stand y'all. And y'all traded for a man, so I hate you even more. You already beat me, so it even has more fire to the field. But damn it, Carolina's gonna get hit. So I'm picking San Fran.
This is gonna be the first real test for Kyle Allen. He's not gonna look
the first real test for both squad.
I mean, he's not. I'm not saying Kyle Allen's gonna look better than Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm just saying Jimmy Garoppolo's look like this against inferior teams. So what's he gonna look like when a real defense comes to town? And he didn't really look that hot the 3 games he played before he got hurt last year. So we'll see. We will see, because at the end of the day, we're talking about Kyle Allen versus Jimmy Garoppolo, but we all know who the X factor is in this game. Whether it's through the air or on the ground, Christian McCaffrey is going to have that play. It's just, when is that play going to come?
No picks in this next game, but I'm just going to send my prayers and thoughts to Baker Mayfield. Yeah, next up on the Bill Belichick list.
Yeah, that's not fair. We're not picking this game. That is not fair. It's a freebie for both of us. That's not fair.
We just send our prayers to the Browns and Baker Mayfield because.
And it's weird because Odell Beckham Jr. isn't exactly being like a problem, but it does confuse me how he's worried about giving goat fur cleats to Tom Brady and getting fined for wearing short pants that don't go over his. Has Odell Beckham just given up winning?
He's in Cleveland.
That's what I'm saying though. He was on some sorry ass New York teams. Now he's in Cleveland. Has he literally just given up winning in the NFL? Is he really just here to get like as many stats as possible?
Get him out of Cleveland. I bet the attitude changes.
No, bro, come on, like, dude.
I'm just saying.
Where?
When he was
Where
in New York, he was trying to win, right?
That's when he was the most of an issue.
He was in New York. He's in Cleveland. And we're talking football here.
Darnell, listen to yourself. Like, seriously, listen to yourself. The Giants have been ass almost every year since Odell got there, besides his rookie year. And New York ain't winning in football.
You're not hearing me. He's in Cleveland. What sport team is good in Cleveland ever since LeBron left?
Bro, what sports team is good in New York right now? Please tell me.
Ain't nothing good in New York, but it's the Big Apple. They gonna get all the headlines and stuff anyway. It don't matter how good or worse they look. Well, they got the Yankees.
Bro, Cleveland got way too many primetime games this year. Cleveland got way too much attention in the offseason.
And how do they look against the Jets, and how do they look against the Rams?
Okay, first of all, I told you and you guys from Unfiltered Access that was going to happen. Y'all ain't want to believe me. Second of all, just like the College Football Podcast,
all you gotta do is take the credit for it. Like, you pretty much won the argument. I'm telling you that. It just came full circle. It's Cleveland.
My thing is this, like, there's only one franchise in the NFL that can calm down a wide receiver. And it couldn't even calm down Antonio Brown. Odell Beckham Jr. is not a problem. He's not a basket case this season. It's just weird where it seems like his focus is. And I mean, at this point, with the way their season is going, I honestly think that
let me ask you this. When Jarvis Landry was in Miami, right? Mm-hmm. How was he doing in Miami? Despite how the team looked, how was he doing in Miami?
Oh, he was fine.
He's in Cleveland. How is he doing in Cleveland?
Too many targets. He was doing fine before Odell got there.
It is something about Cleveland. Whatever it is, it's just something about Cleveland.
For if you look up Jarvis Landry's numbers, before Odell got there and so many targets got there, he was actually doing fine. Cleveland's problem is they tried to be a superstar team. Cleveland needs to realize they're a small market just like us, just like Buffalo, and just like Carolina. And small market teams only win one way. Have a receiver or a running back, have your quarterback, and have a defense. They want to shirk their entire defense, trade away the offensive line, and get a bunch of skill positions and be popular. You don't get to do that. You get to play awesome ball with LeBron for 82 games.
Like this shouldn't even be an argument. It's like, dude, it's Cleveland.
It's nice to get it full circle. It's just like, bro, like at this point, I'm just like, yo, you really just don't care about this season. It's just weird to see a player just not care about the season.
I ain't gonna say you don't care, but it's Cleveland.
Bro, like every week we hear
Cleveland went to the playoffs.
Every week we hear something about Odell. It's just the weirdest thing because it's like it's not nothing bad. It's not anything really. It's not terrible. It's just weird. Like Odell.
Have you ever heard any players in Cleveland besides Johnny Manziel that's in the headlines for the wrong things? Besides Johnny Manziel, you really don't hear nothing about Cleveland players. The only way you hear about Odell Beckham Jr. because he played for the damn Giants, so he this big phenomenal superstar where he made that fingertip catch against the Cowboys and they losing effort on Sunday Night Football.
Let's not son Odell. Odell is getting covered because Odell is good. Odell's had multiple 1,000-yard seasons. He is a good wide receiver in the NFL.
He is, but we all know when he did that catch against the Cowboys, the world lit up.
Yeah. Oh, bro, like I don't think I'm gonna go as far to compare Odell Beckham Jr. to Lynn Sanity as far as like what that catch did for him and his brand, because Odell Beckham's been doing it ever since. But I will say, like, because he was in New York and because he kept New York's name in his mouth the entire offseason, you may have a point there because his numbers, I'm not gonna look them up right now, but I'm just saying, like, in comparison to when he was the only option through the air in New York, I don't think his numbers going to be that hot this year, especially now that Kareem Hunt is coming back because they need to run the damn ball. They need to run the damn ball, and that's going
They
to take.
got Nick Chubb.
And they're not going to have Kareem Hunt so that they don't run Nick Chubb into the ground. Bro, Kareem Hunt is an expendable resource at this point. I don't know if you realize this, but he is one strike away.
All I'm saying is it's Cleveland. It's Cleveland.
And let this be a lesson, everybody. Let this be a lesson, everybody. I know it's fun in the preseason. I know there's not a lot to talk about in the preseason, but some things are just some things. And when it comes to the Cleveland Browns, until they absolutely show you otherwise, the previous 2 seasons before, they're Cleveland.
Anyway, back to your disappointment about Andy Reid. I've been trying to hurry get to this. We had it going about Cleveland.
Somebody got to talk about him. Shit.
You made your point about Andy Reid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess who's on Sunday Night Football?
Who?
Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. We're at Arrowhead, which means they're at home.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you might be thinking, why are they on Sunday Night Football? Guess what team we did talk about yet?
Who?
Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
I think you just need to take the L, man. Bro, like, Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball today in practice. Matt Moore is going to take the majority of the team reps. When asked, Reid, once again, didn't rule out Mahomes for Sunday. That tweet was 2 hours ago from BJ Kissel in Kansas City. Darnell, what's worrying me is Mahomes is throwing today. Matt Moore is taking the first team reps. But when asked about it multiple times by different reporters, he is not ruling Patrick Mahomes out. See, Darnell, this is what's bothering me.
Now you see why I wanted you not to give it away, even though you didn't know who they was playing. Because when you did, I'm like, this got to be this Aaron Rodgers affair, ain't it?
But
because here come that bad man.
But no,
coming in Arrowhead.
Here's the difference between championship coaches that are thinking about Super Bowls and coaches like Andy Reid who are just trying to get back to conference championship games. Bill Belichick just assassinated a division rival. He just tanked Sam Darnold's career. And the next day, he goes to do business because he thinks to himself, this offense ain't blowing out. This offense ain't keeping up with New Orleans. This offense can't keep up with LA if they get back. This offense ain't going to be able to do anything against the 49ers defense. This offense this offense that. This dude is trying to get Justin Bethel while cutting a special teamer he already had. This dude is making moves for the offense and the special teams, and it's like, bro, you're 7-0 with a historic defense that's going all the way back to the 50s with the records that they're about to break. And you're still trying to. That's the difference between a coach who's thinking about winning the next Super Bowl and Andy Reid being worried about Aaron Rodgers this week.
I'm just going to say it like this. Patrick Mahomes is not playing. Aaron Rodgers is walking in there. Matt Moore is not going to outdo Aaron Rodgers.
It's the Packers. And Darnell, this is my thing. This is my issue. Even if Patrick Mahomes plays, and that's a huge if. It needs to be a huge if. He's hobbled, he's coming off of a dislocated knee, and he's going to have to outduel, and Darnell, I can't believe I'm saying this halfway through the season, a healthy Aaron Rodgers.
Vegas must know something because the line is only 4.5 Green Bay way.
Say that again?
The line is Green Bay 4.5.
Maybe the defense shows up. Maybe the defense steps up and realizes that the offense is going to score 35 points this game. Maybe they looked at the film of Jimmy Graham trying to pass block and realized that he wasn't trying to pass block. Maybe they think Frank Clark is doing something. Maybe they know something we don't. All I know is
Frank Clark finna have nightmares because he know what Aaron Rodgers did. Because when he was in Seattle, even though they beat Green Bay, they couldn't touch Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers is going to get that ball out quick. And that running game ain't exactly how it was in the beginning of the season, but they can get that running game going against the way that defensive line has been. The defensive line ain't the weakness in that defense, but I mean, God dog, once you get past him, shiznit it. It's the Packers. But my point overall is this. This is the main point I'm making right now. Andy Reid needs to learn how to lose the battle to win the war. This isn't gamesmanship. Matt LaFleur is a rookie head coach. He could give a damn less if you don't want like if you want him to think that Patrick Mahomes is gonna play. You prepare for Patrick Mahomes, get Matt Moore, even better. It's just this fact of like, bro, stop this. Stop it. Stop this charade. Stop this farce. Rule him out. Take the L.
I love that one. All right. Dallas don't ask why, because there's always a Monday night game, and as you can tell, there's a couple of teams we haven't talked about yet. One of those teams is the Miami Dolphins, and if I can see your face right now, you probably looking at the phone like, why in the hell is the Miami Dolphins on Monday Night Football? They're taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Again, why the hell the Miami Dolphins? First of all, why? Let me go to the standings real quick because I need to know why the hell the Pittsburgh Steelers at this point are still on Monday Night Football. Hold on, I need this webpage to stop playing games.
I can tell you their records. One team hasn't lost a game, and Pittsburgh only won 2 games.
We got 2-4 versus 0-6. We got 2-4 versus 0-6. A combined record of 2-10 is about to be on Monday Night Football. Like, first of all, you guys are in London, so that's why. You guys are in London, so that's why you can't be on Monday night. We play the Jets after what just happened, so they can't be on Monday night. But it's just, who did the Cowboys play?
Cowboys on a bye week with the Ravens.
Shiznit. Damn.
That's make you pick, man.
Pittsburgh.
Because I already know where you're going with this. Let's make a pick and let's get this over with.
It's Pittsburgh. The sad thing is, though, Darnell, because the Dolphins already played the Redskins and they had a chance to win but called a bubble screen on a 2-point conversion. This might be the only other game they have a chance to win, and I don't think they're winning it.
So there you go. As you can tell, we got through a lot of stuff. We're going to go ahead. We're going to let you know. Go ahead and get you ready for college basketball season. That's coming up in 2 weeks. The NBA had a great start. Kawhi Leonard took over the Staples Center over LeBron in the first game. Oh, my gosh. Beautiful thing to watch. Basketball's back. College football. We're in week 9. Gonna get you ready for Crown Jewel next week. We'll see how that show goes. But as always, subscribe to the podcast. Anchor, Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, Radio Public. That's about almost all of them. Follow us on Facebook, The Playmakers Blog. Follow us on Twitter, The Playmakers Duh. And me and Dallas, we love talking sports, so this is what we like to do. Any last words, my friend?
I'm trying to figure out, looking at the schedule of the Dolphins, which is more likely, them to win a game or go winless. It's just problems.
You can say that for next.
It just we've had an 0-16 team so recent. It's just one of those things where it's like the things that happen. We will see. Oh, we will see.
For me, the down there Playmaker son, that's Dallas Glenn. We'll talk to you next week.
Later.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.